But now let's go back to servers. Servers is the big part over there that's really going to be how you interact with your web host. So as long as you have your 000 web host information up, you could click plus, and we could start filling in the details over here. Under server name, we could put anything. We go 000 web host server. This is arbitrary. This is just how it's going to show up on the list. As far as connection goes, most servers are going to use FTP, and some other ones will use SFTP. The difference between these two is FTP is just file transfer protocol. SFTP is secure file transfer protocol. SFTP will encrypt the files when you send them to the server. You can't just pick this. You can't just pick which one of these you want on your own. This is something specific that your web host defines, and my web host says I'm using FTP. So if I try to do SFTP, more than likely it's just not going to work. I don't want to get into the details of all these different types over here, but just know that it's important that you know which one your web host is providing you with. And honestly, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be using FTP. The username, I'm going to refer to the web host page, and here it is. And I'm not going to bother oops, I skipped over the address, but I guess the point is I'm not going to bother typing this stuff. I want to copy and paste it in. So FTP address is the same as your FTP host name. I'll take that. The username I got, and the password I'm pretty sure I know, and I'll use this to give it a test, see if it connects successfully. Okay, it connected successfully. If you're not connecting successfully, you either double check your password, and if you need to, change your password through your web host and then put it in here just to make sure you have the username and password right. And if you have if you're 100% positive you have the right username and password, to use passive FTP and use FTP performance options are things you could toggle to try to test it and see if it works. Now don't toggle both at the same time if you're having issues. Just toggle, if they're both selected and it doesn't work, just try unchecking passive FTP. Click test. If it connects, then great, you don't have to use passive. If not, check it back and uncheck use FTP performance optimization. If that doesn't work, try unchecking them both. You're kind of like a troubleshooting workflow that you're going for. Use passive FTP. That's helped me out in the past. The use FTP performance optimization, it's never really helped me, but I remember an Adobe person suggested it to me, so I try it out. And finally, root directory. And that is where it says folders to upload files to. If you've logged in, you may recall that if you log into the root of your info, you saw a folder that says public_HTML. It's only the stuff that's inside of that folder that's going to be visible on the web. So you'll want to define that as your root folder so that when you put stuff through Dreamweaver, I mean literally its put function that it has, we can't see it right here, you want to make sure it's putting it in the publicly viewable folder. So that would be public_HTML. So I'm going to save that, and here I go. It says remote, not testing. I already verified all these settings. And once I save it, let's see, the root folder you have chosen is the same. Okay, whatever. This is something specific to my situation because I actually configured prior to shooting this video, I configured everything ahead of time to make sure I knew all the right information. So you may not see that. And once I pull out my window, I'll use this remote button over here to connect to my server. On the right are all of my files on my computer locally, and on the left is the remote server. So this is what's viewable, and this is the file system on 000webhost.com. If you followed me this far and your little sockets over here are connected, and you're able to see on the left a remote server, on the right your local files, then you've successfully configured Dreamweaver to, one, manage your files both locally and remotely, and two, transfer those files over via your selected protocol, which is going to be FTP. So the next step would be to start working on the project.